another edition of 321 on RedBullIndianapolisGP.com. I'm your host, Jana Strange. As you can see, we're still working on the Indianapolis 500, but we're also working on the Red Bull Indianapolis GP set for September 14th. On this edition of 321, we once again check out the motorcycle display in the IMS Hall of Fame Museum with Donald Davidson. Once again, we're back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Hall of Fame Museum with IMS historian Donald Davidson. Donald, we talked a few times about some of the other connections to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and motorcycles in the past. What else can you tell us about some of these displays we have?
Okay, well, these two photographs here, whether you were a motorcycling enthusiast in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, or whether you're an Indianapolis 500 enthusiast, you'd probably know the name Floyd Clymer. Floyd Clymer was the publisher of the Indianapolis 500 yearbook, which went from 1946 to 1968, and he was also huge in the publishing field and produced literally hundreds and hundreds of titles of shop manuals and repair books, both automobiles and motorcycles, but he also did racing publications, and he owned Motorcyclist magazine, and I think there was Cycle Topics and a bunch of other titles so he was just a really prolific publisher. Anyway, many people would remember him in this form. This is Floyd Clymer in 1964, and that's a famous face because he was well known because of his 500 yearbooks every year. And this is Tony Holman, who of course was the man who saved the track from extinction by buying it in 1945, and is the grandfather of Tony George. Well, a lot of people didn't know that Floyd Clymer was also a participant, and here he is as a young man riding on the Indian team. And there's the fellow that he's got his arm around is Floyd Dreyer, who later became very well known as Pot Dreyer.
Okay.
And longtime Indian rider, sidecar motorcyclist was his specialty, and then he set up. He's not from Indianapolis originally, but he set up a dealership here and was involved in AAA sprint cars as well as motorcycles. On the left here, this is Johnny Seymour, who's also part of this exhibition because he was a very successful rider in the 1920s who also drove in the 500 6 times and was relief driver in one other. And he's got his arm around Shrimp Burns, Albert Shrimp Burns, who was an early day dirt track driver who lost his life, I think, in about 1921. So this is either 20 or 21.
Okay.
And then this fellow was the mechanic, whose name was Rod Armstrong. And Clymer won the 1920 AMA Sidecar Championship at Springfield. It was Denver, Colorado. And Johnny Seymour was his. He rode in the sidecar, so they all traded off. But anyway, in fact, it was Junior Dreyer, Pop Dreyer's son, who loaned us this photograph that we were able to blow up for the exhibit.
And thank you to him for that.